Hi everybody and welcome to the online coach formula program. And my main aim with this program is to get you up and running, creating your own VIP signature online coaching program within 7 weeks, identifying your ideal client and the ideal area that you'd like to create your online coaching training program in. And I want to see if we can get that done. Well, the aim is to get it done within 7 weeks. Created, marketed, delivered within 7 weeks. And the reason being is I speak to a lot of people and they are in the midst of trying to create something, but they never get around to it. So my main aim for this program, this is why quite a lot of you have signed up to this program, is to get you guys up and running straight away and creating your first online coaching training program within 7 weeks. So that's basically the aim of this program, to get you up and running, create your program, and then also monetize that program and make money from the program as well. And basically have a program that's now set in place that you can monetize again and again and again. You know, so which is something that I've been doing now for the past couple of years, and I'll take you step by step exactly how you can do that. So let's get started. Okay, some important information. First of all rights to the recordings of this program are reserved by myself, Sahel Khan, and the joint venture group. The information provided on this program is for informational purposes only. There are no guarantees that the results you get are the same as the results obtained from the program, which is quite important information for anyone on this program. I always tend to have something at the beginning, which is something that you guys can also have, which will take you through that and actually show you, just in case you're recording the program, for example. It's very, very important to have that, and have that to make sure that, if people are watching the recordings, for example, number one, you own the rights to it, and something that you learn a lot of in this program is going to be, basically creating your own IP, which is very, very important, and we'll take you through that as we go along, which is going to be quite important, something that I do a lot of in terms of joint ventures and licensing, and that will be one of the sections, or one of the areas that we'll be covering. So important information again: all rights to the recordings of this program are reserved by myself, Sahel Khan, and the joint venture group. The information provided on this program is for informational purposes only. There are no guarantees that the results you get will be the same as the results obtained from the program creator, which is myself. So let's begin. Okay, so what will we be covering on this program? Okay, week 1, which is today, we'll be covering an introduction to coaching online. In week 2, we'll be covering how to find your niche and identify your ideal client. Week 3, we'll be covering how to create your online coaching program. Okay, we'll be going through it step by step, how to actually create your VIP or signature coaching program. Week 4, we'll discuss how to deliver your online coaching program. We'll go through all the different platforms there are out there that you can use to deliver your coaching program online. And in week 4, you'll also get access to my online coaching program, which is being used right now by several coaches, and you'll get free access to that platform to be able to try it out, test it, and actually launch your coaching program using that free platform, or using the free version of our platform. Week 5, we'll be covering marketing your online coaching program. How do you go about marketing your online coaching program to get sales in? And how do you get clients to purchase your online coaching program? Week 6, we'll look at building your online credibility. This is very, very important if you're going to be offering high-ticket coaching programs online. And your online visibility needs to be 150%, and we will cover how to build your online credibility to achieve those figures for high-ticket coaching programs. And finally, week 7, we'll cover my favorite topic, which will be getting JV partners and licensing. Not only getting JV partners and affiliates to help promote the program for you, but also how to license the program. And I'll take you through a couple of case studies of how I've managed to achieve some real great licensing deals, actually based on my own training material, which is really cool. So we'll be covering some case studies for that as well. Okay, so let's talk about, first of all, why online coaching. So first of all, why online coaching? Now, online or virtual coaching is the service of offering coaching over the internet to individuals or groups, and that is what I believe is the future of coaching. So this is very, very important. Oh, someone's mentioned my voice is cutting out. Yeah, I mean, you have to bear with me, guys. At the moment, the internet that we have here is not so great. So if my voice does cut out, as long as the slides are there, and the recording of this will be up in the members area. So if it does cut out quite a lot, I'll see if I can get it re-recorded for you, so you can watch the whole of this training module. The option of online coaching is becoming increasingly popular because a lot of the customer demands are changing due to societal changes. So a lot of people nowadays are requiring, because they're so busy as well, people are requiring a way that they can actually be coached or trained basically using the internet. And more and more people are using the phone and internet for both employment and personal use. So the growth and the explosion of the internet right now is allowing for anyone to develop online coaching training programs and deliver those online. Okay, so let's go through module 1 first of all, which is Introduction to Online Coaching. And in this module, we'll be covering and expanding more on why online coaching. We'll look at coaching versus consulting. I've done both, and I do both. And there's some of you guys on this class today who are actually consultants, and some of you are coaches. Most of you are coaches on this program who are looking for alternatives to one-to-one coaching and get into sort of doing group coaching online. Which brings me on to the next thing, online group coaching model. We'll go through the online group coaching model, and I'll show you exactly how it works and why I believe it is far more superior than the one-to-one coaching and consulting, and why right now there's such a benefit and advantage to actually doing online group coaching like we're doing right now. We'll also go through the online coach's role. I'll talk to you more about the role of an online coach. Some of you on this call are consultants, and some of you haven't done coaching before, so we'll go through the roles of the online coach. Also the client's role. We'll look at what is the role of your client. Any client that you take on, whether it's group coaching or individual coaching, we'll have a look at the role of the client as well. We'll also cover how to help clients with goals. The main reason for coaching is basically to help set and achieve goals for clients, which is the main goal of coaching, and we'll go through that with a couple of models as well. We'll also look at coaching ethics, especially online coaching ethics. There's a difference because of the confidentiality as well between standard coaching and online coaching today. And then we'll wrap up with a Q&A. We'll have a chance to do some group coaching at the end. And if you have any questions, please leave them for the end, and I'll be able to answer them at the end of this call. You'll also get access to the members area, where you can have basically a live chat with other students on the program or myself, and you'll be able to see the recordings of all the modules in there as well. Okay, so back to why online coaching. Now, here's the thing. Almost everyone who can afford to hire a coach owns a personal computer and has internet access. So that opens up such a broad market, such a huge market for online coaching. Now, if a few of you were on my webinar before and downloaded the, I think it was the top 50 coaching niches report, in that it outlines the opportunities right now for different coaching areas. However, if you didn't get a copy of that, when you log into the members area, it'll be in the resources section, so you can have a look at that. And also, as our society progresses, people become busier. Now, I've seen this a lot. Okay, there's so much noise out there as well, and people are getting very, very busy. They require flexibility in being coached or being trained. Okay, so it's very important for them that if they're going to be coached, they want flexibility in terms of how they can that coaching can be delivered. Also, they have less and less time to drive to and from appointments. You know, the thing with online coaching is it can be done from anywhere, and the actual client or the clients or the group of clients don't have to basically leave their offices or their homes to actually attend the coaching sessions or the appointments or the online coaching. It's much more convenient for them to receive the coaching via the internet. So right now it's one of the most best forms right now to use coaching for the internet, and we'll cover different coaching models in one of the later lessons where I'll take you through the different sort of models that you can apply to your online coaching business. Also consider, you know, since they only purchase as much service as they want, they feel more in control of their time and money. So online coaching is great. You can set the bar on online coaching in terms of either creating a group virtual coaching program or having more of a streamlined approach when you're dealing with clients, or you know, or different sort of payment plans, for example, for online coaching as well. Furthermore, most clients who are seen face-to-face, studies show that they would opt for an online checkup in between sessions if they were offered this service. So if you were doing face-to-face coaching, adding online coaching or online coaching sessions to the mix would be absolutely awesome. Again, adding online coaching and online coaching options to your existing suite of services can add value to your practice. So it does really help having more strings, strings to your bow. And you know, if you're a consultant, for example, or a coach, adding online coaching or online group coaching, which is what I do more of, really frees up your time, and it gives you the potential to make more money as well. So the thing is, many people love the autonomy and freedom of online coaching. Okay, they love you know, to be able to you know, coach people online and having the freedom to be able to do that on their own schedule. Like I said, they can also fit it into their schedule and not have to fit into the coach's schedule. So the individuals really enjoy having that flexibility to be able to just go online and register for a coaching session, for example, or register for a coaching program where if they couldn't see the actual coaching program live, they could actually access the recordings and then get the support, the one-to-one support or the group support from the coach. They can also pay as they go, as they use time or as they need assistance. They can go at their own pace. So this is another great thing as well. If you're offering additional group coaching to a coaching program, this is really good because, you know, it takes you further. And I'll show you a coaching model in next slides in terms of the different sort of coaching models you can utilize and use for this. Okay, let's look at the benefits of online coaching. Online coaching allows you to work from home or any site, even on vacation. And I've done this many, many times. It's absolutely great to be able to just pick your laptop up and actually coach people or deliver coaching programs online from virtually anywhere in the world. Okay, so it's very, very easy to do that. Not hard at all. Because all you need is a laptop, computer, and internet, and it's great. You know, nowadays you get Wi-Fi everywhere. Most countries have Wi-Fi for free wherever you go, especially at hotels or, you know, if you're on vacation. There's always a internet connection available if you have a laptop with Wi-Fi. Also, it allows you to work as many or few hours as you want. You know, that's one of the great benefits of online group coaching. It's a set time, a set number of hours, and it's minimized because you have more people on the program and you have more people you're coaching as opposed to the one-to-one. It also allows you to plan your own time schedule. So like I said, with me, if I create a group coaching program like this one you're on now, I may run it now, and then I may decide, you know, if I want to run it later, I'll probably time it into my schedule and say, okay, I'll probably run it again next quarter. And I'll show you the results we've got from this group coaching program and also my previous group coaching program that I've done. And the great thing is clients pay online, you know, so using PayPal, for example, you know, my account's credited, you know, actually not even within 24 hours, immediately, because now with PayPal you can transfer money within 2 hours into your bank account. So yeah, you know, clients pay you online via PayPal, for example. you can get people registered onto a program, and away you go. There's also satisfaction of helping people who might never access coaching any other way. You know that the great thing with online coaching is you can access people all over the world, and you know, it just gives people that satisfaction of being able to help these people. You know, you are not restricted to you know, a geographic location. You can basically coach wherever you want. I mean, many of you guys on this call are from all over the world. You know, we have people from Norway, Sweden. We have people from Asia, America, UK. We have people from Africa, from where, so Durban. We have people from South Africa, people from the Middle East. So all you guys basically can actually just coach people all over the world, which is actually quite phenomenal. Also, there's less burnout and emotional fatigue. You know, because it's online coaching, face-to-face requires much more energy, and you have a bigger emotional attachment as well. But doing online coaching, it's more in your control. You can also work barefoot in your pajamas, sweats, or even naked if you wanted to. I mean, no one can see you, so depending on how you prefer. Some people do like doing online coaching with the camera, via Skype, for example, and that's something that I don't do. I do my coaching, and it's via either Skype or the internet, or using the platform that we have with live chat. So those are the options you know, you can use when you're doing online coaching. Also, you know, it allows you to help more people. The world is your market. You know, you can create a coaching program for virtually anything. You know, whatever your passion is, you can create a coaching program for it. There's always a demand for a program for your passion. And, you know, when we go through creating your coaching program, I'll show you ways to, and also looking at your niche, your ideal client, I'll show you ways to research the markets and have a look, you know, what the ideal price points are, or what the ideal markets are for your coaching program. Also, do not retire. Basically, you can work from anywhere in the world while traveling. Now, here's the thing. If you really enjoy what you do, it's not really work then, is it, at the end of the day? So if you can create an environment where you have a list of people, or you have the ability to use social media to get people into your program, which we will cover on this program, how to do that, then it's great. You know, you don't need huge amounts of people in an online group program to make you know, 5 figures or even you know, 6 figures a year at all. Okay, let's look at coaching versus consulting. There's a lot of you on the call who are consultants, and the majority of you here are coaches. I'm a bit of both. I've done consulting, and I've also done coaching as well. So let's look at the difference between both. Now, here on the left we have coaching, and on the right we have consulting. So when you're coaching, the focus is either on an employee or an individual, for example. You know, this is an example for business coaching, which is a lot of what I do. But if you're coaching versus consulting, your focus is the individual. Okay. If you're consulting, so if you're coaching, your focus is individual. If you're coaching, if you're consulting, your focus is actually the organization, okay, or the business that you're working with. Now, as a coach, your main role is a facilitator. Okay, you just facilitate. You don't implement, and to be honest with you, you're not really an advisor. You're just a facilitator, helping someone to reach their goal. Okay, whereas as a consultant, you are brought in for your advice, and also sometimes for implementation as well. Now, the approach that coaches take is they enable employees or individuals to identify and implement solutions. Now, here's the difference. When you're a coach, it's the individual or your client that implements the solution, okay? And it's the individual, your client, who identifies any problems or any issues that they have, and you're just a facilitator. Whereas with the consulting route, you're going into a company or working with you know, a business executive, for example, or a business, and you're managing their improvement process. You're actually managing it, and sometimes you're even implementing it for them as well. Now, the methodology of coaching or of a coach is to improve the skills of the individual employees, or improve the life, okay, of that employee or individual. But as a consultant, your methodology is to offer solutions and present recommendations, okay, and even sometimes go as far as implementation as well. One of the outcomes that all coaches desire is you know, sustainable competence to solve upcoming issues from inside the organization, or to help solve any issues that an individual has, and help them set and achieve their goals. Whereas with a consultant, the main outcome really is successful project completion or implementation. Okay, so that's really the big difference between coaching and consulting. So let's talk about, first of all, the traditional coaching model, right? So there's quite a few of you on this program right now who are traditional coaches, who trade time for money, basically, and do a lot of one-to-one coaching. And the problem with one-to-one coaching is there's always a ceiling, okay? Unless you're a really, really high-end coach, and there's not many of those, not many high-end coaches, then you have a ceiling. Okay, you're going to have a ceiling in terms of what you can earn as a traditional coach or as a one-to-one coach. So let's take a look at that right now. So here's the traditional coaching fee formula. Okay, let's say your target is to make 100K a year, which most people want to do 6 figures a year as a coach. If we take 100K and divide that over 12 months, that means you need to earn about $8,333 a month. Okay, hypothetically speaking. Okay. And you only have 160 working hours available each month to you, okay, if you're working like 9 to 5. Now, 80 hours of that should be spent on marketing, and 40 hours should be spent on administration, which leaves you with about 40 hours worth of coaching, okay, each month. Now, if we divided 40 hours by 4 weeks, that would give you just 10 hours per week. So you just have 10 hours available per week to actually coach. And let's say you had 1 client per hour a week, you could only handle 10 clients. Your max budget, your maximum amount of clients you could handle in your business would just be 10 clients. So let's say we divided that figure, $8,333, by your 10 clients. Your fee that you should be charging to achieve 100K a year is around about $833 a client. Per client, okay, which is the average fee that you should be charging if you want to do 100K a year. So really, traditional coaches statistically earn between 55K to 116K a year, okay, and not many of them earn the 6 figures, okay, the 100K a year, because there's lots of issues. There's issues that coaches have with marketing, getting clients, and the other issue is also charging what they're worth, and the other issue is also they're capped at how many clients or how many hours they can work to facilitate those clients. Okay, so that's the traditional coaching fee formula. This is what I believe is the ideal coaching model. If you want to go and get into coaching, this would be the ideal coaching model. At the bottom you have your products, okay? Now your product should always be for lead generation. Now if you create any sort of product like a DVD, CD for example, audios, they should always be used for lead generation to get people in, okay, to build your list, right? Then in the middle, the ideal solution that you have is something like this, like we're doing right now, is an online program, which basically means one-to-many. So you're not capped, and you can have as many people as you want on your online group coaching program, and that's the best place where you're going to make the bulk of your fees as a coach. And then at the top you've got the premium one-to-one. So anyone who comes out from your online program and wants to carry on further, they will pay the high rates for your premium one-to-one. The great thing is you get to choose those premium one-to-one clients from the actual program that you've run. Okay, so you're in control there. So let's look now at the online group coaching model. So traditionally we looked at that it's 40 hours a month of coaching will bring you in 100K a year. Okay, but here's another solution. Let's say we created a 4-week online coaching program, okay, a group online coaching program, and we just had 4 one-hour classes. And for that minimum, for a 4-week online group coaching program, you would charge $497, okay? And let's say you've got 20 people onto that. For that, you'd make just under $10,000 a month, okay? Or $10,000 for that month with that 4-week online coaching program. And if you did that every month, instead of the traditional 40 hours a month of coaching, you would be making just under 120K a year. But here's the great thing. Instead of working 40 hours, a month, you're only working now 4 hours a month doing the online group coaching for the same amount, actually slightly more. Okay, so that's a big difference between managing your time and your time for money. Let's look at a leverage model. Let's say you did a 6-week online coaching program with 4 90-minute classes with a class and a Q&A at the end, and you just charged $997 for that, and you had 20 people sign up to that. You would make just under 20K, and basically to make 100K a year, you just need to do 5 programs a year, which would be 30 weeks. So if all you wanted to do was online group coaching, you could just do the same program 5 times in the year, and you just be working 30 weeks. And that's how awesome doing online group coaching is, especially with the technology we have access to nowadays as well. Okay, let's look at a real life case study. Case study number 1. I created a 6-week online JV coaching program, actually quite recently, and I marketed it using social media, and I sold it via webinar. I did a webinar with just 96 people present. I sold 21 spots in that webinar at $997 each, and I made $20,000 on that 6-week online JV coaching program. I repeated it 5 times in the year, in 12 months, and I just made over 100K with that program, which is really cool. And basically, this was all while traveling using just the internet. You know, most of you guys see my pictures on the internet when I travel all the time, and it's great. As long as I have an internet connection, it allows me to travel and actually do my programs while I'm traveling, which is pretty cool. And then from the program, I created a $397 product from the recordings. And what I do, one of the strategies that I do, which some of you, if you're watching the recordings right now and you didn't come into the live program and you've actually purchased the recording of this, is that when I do the live program, because it's live, you get access to me, and we have the live program. We have a Q&A at the end as well. But those people who come in who can't make the live program, or basically who haven't got the fees to pay for the live program, I offer them the recordings at half price, near enough half price. And then they get to see, watch the recordings, but they don't get the live interaction and the live group coaching QA and some of the other bonuses we give on the live program. So here is how I marketed that program using Facebook marketing. So social media is really, really good. You know, you can actually create a program and market it just using social media. Even if you didn't have a list, you could get people signed up to a program using social media. So I did a webinar, and I invited people onto the webinar, and you can see we just had under 11,000 people invited. That was via a JV. I did a joint venture with a couple of other people who promoted my Facebook event to their list. We had 166 people saying maybe they would attend, and 150 people attending. This was straight off the bat, so you know, we had a couple of hundred people registered for the webinar. And then this was a simple order page I sent them to after the webinar. It was a training webinar just talking about joint ventures and how to use joint ventures in their business. So here was the date and the name of the program. Here's what they got for the 6-week live webinar classes, and I sold that at $997, and I had a payment plan on that as well. So, but majority of people paid $997. So let's look at at another case study number 2. This is the case study for this program you guys are on right now. So I created this 7-week online coach formula program, which you're on right now. I marketed it using social media and via webinar. I did a webinar with just 73 people present, so only 73 people actually showed up on the webinar. I did 2 webinars. I did a rerun webinar for the people who couldn't make it, so I did 2 webinars for that, and we sold 15 spots between $997 and $1182, which was the payment plan, making just under 17K on that on this 7-week program. So it gives you an example. I capped it at 15 because that is for me was a comfortable figure, and plus also you know, what I'm also going to be doing is I'm going to create a 497 product from the recording. So I'm going to send out a mail to the people who registered, right, which is now my list for the original webinar, which I think we had just over, I think it was 400 people, and I will send them a email saying, hey, I know you couldn't make the live program, but guess what? You can still get into the program at half price, but it'll be the recordings. So I'll send that out, and I'll let you know how we do on that. And then the people who couldn't make the live program, they'll be able to pick up the recordings of this program, because we're recording it right now and go to webinar, which gives us another avenue to create a product and sell that product as well. And I'll be doing that test. I've done it before again. I've done it before. We've actually done it before. We've done it before, and it worked really, really well. Yeah, and that was really good. So that's the case study number 2. And here is more information on that case study. Again, I used Facebook, and this time I did some webinar marketing. I used something called Lead Pages, which is a new piece of software. It's very, very cheap to use, and I'm going to talk more about technology in one of the later modules, and how to use technology. And this was a landing page for a webinar, that we did, which is really, really cool. And I can see some of you messaging me about the audio. We'll see if we can fix that. Like I said, this is being recorded, so hopefully it'll retain the audio on the recording. So I do apologize about that. So here is the webinar that we did, and this was the landing page for the webinar. And here we have a button that says yes, I want in, where people register. Also, what we had on this is we had some social media, we had some Facebook likes, and we gave people the opportunity to share the webinar page with others as well. And we had a countdown timer, which worked really, really well. This is all possible from this piece of software that you can get online called Lead Pages. I also had a simple order page, which again was created in Lead Pages. Really great piece of software, and we'll cover more about different technologies that you can use in a later module. Here originally I had how many places we had, and obviously we sold out with the program, which is really good. I created a short video here, which was free. It didn't cost me anything, and like I say again, I used an online site called Animoto, and we'll cover more of that later on when I talk more about the technology that's available to you, especially the free technology that you can use to help you sell your online coaching program. And then obviously we had the price. We had a $997 price with the bonus and the bonuses, and we had a payment plan as well, which some people took advantage of. Okay, so let's talk about the online coach's role. Now, I want to specifically go through this. Some of you guys are consultants on this program. Some of you guys who are coaches already know the role of a coach and the role of a client. But specifically, I'm just going to touch base on this to take people through the the role of basically the role of a coach, or the role of an online coach. So one of the roles of being a coach is to facilitate the exploration of needs, motivations, desires, skills, and thought processes. So as we mentioned before, you are a facilitator, okay? So it's very important to realize that when you're working with a client, you will be facilitating, which is exactly what it says, the exploration of needs and motivations and desires and skills and the thought processes that go into helping clients set and achieve their goals. Also, you'll be using questioning techniques to facilitate the client's own thought processes, and questioning is really important. One of the biggest things, difference between what people do as coaches is ask questions, and you'll also get access to a lot of material in the members area, in the resources area to help you, and we'll put that in there for you, so you can have access to all sorts of material and resources to help you become a better coach, or even become a coach if you are a consultant. Also, one of your roles is to support the client in setting appropriate goals and methods of assessing progress in relation to these goals. So you'll be you'll be creating or using the methods of assessment and different sorts of assessments to help with the client's progress. One of the most important things as a coach is something called goal mapping, for example, and that is a technique or a method you can use to help people actually create their goals, okay, or set their goals, and obviously then it's up to the client to achieve that goal, but you help them facilitate that goal. Also, one of the most important things as a coach is you observe, listen, and ask questions to understand the client's situation. What is the current situation of the client or your clients? What are they requiring? What do they need? Where do they need help? What do they need to reach their goals or reach their desires? What sort of facilitation can you provide for them? So creatively, you will also be applying tools and techniques, which may include like one-to-one training, facilitating, counseling sometimes also, and networking. So that's one of the roles of what you will be doing as an online coach. You'd also need to encourage a commitment to action, okay, which is very, very important. You have to be there for your client to help them take action, okay? They take the action, right, but you just help them or push them or give them a nudge or help them and facilitate that to make sure that they do that. And also the development of lasting personal growth and change, okay, which is quite important. Also, one of the important things is to maintain unconditional positive regard for the client, yeah, to make sure that everything that you do for the client is heartfelt, and at the same time to make sure that you have a regard for the client. You are there looking after your client and looking out for your client, okay, which is very, very important. And all this will be in your agreement with the client. You'd have a coaching agreement, which we'll provide for you as well in the resources section. And those are the things that and the outcomes that you will agree with the client at the time when you take on that client. Also ensure that the clients develop personal competencies, okay? This is a really, really important thing. You've got to help them develop this. They will in turn develop it themselves, but you are the facilitator at the end of the day. And you'll also be evaluating the outcomes of the process using objective measures wherever possible. Now, this is very, very important. Outcomes is one of the biggest things. What is the objective that the client wants to achieve? And I'm going to show you a model in the next couple of slides that will really help you do this. Also encourage clients to continually improve competencies to achieve their own goals. Okay, so it's very, very important that you're on board with the client and helping them do this. This is where most of your coaching sessions will take place, or if you're doing group coaching, for example, to make sure that you're helping everyone in the group to achieve that. Also, one of your roles as an online coach is to work within your area of personal competence. What is the area that you specialize in? Whether it be business coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, relationship coaching. What is the area that you'll be working in? So you've got to define that, and we'll define that in the next class. You'd also need to possess qualification and experience in the areas that coaching is offered. So whatever coaching you're offering, you've got to be able to possess the experience, especially qualifications aside. You've got to have that experience to be able to deliver the coaching for the client. Also, one of the other key areas, you have to manage the relationship to ensure the client receives the appropriate level of service. This is the most important thing. You're managing that relationship between yourself and the client. And, this is one of the fundamental, really one of the fundamental responsibilities of yourself as the coach. So let's look at the client's role now. What is the client's role towards you as the coach? So it's important for the client to create an agenda for coaching based upon personally relevant goals established. Now, once you've established those goals with the client, then the client will need to create an agenda. You will have a coaching session agenda, but the client needs to create that agenda for coaching based upon the relevant goals that have been established. Also, the client needs to utilize any assessment and observations to enhance their own self-awareness. Basically what that means is basically any observations that you make or any methods or any processes that you share with a client, they need to utilize this and take action with it. The client also needs to assume full responsibility for personal decisions and actions. So any actions or decisions the client makes, they need to assume full responsibility. It's their responsibility for taking action, okay? Also, they need to utilize the coaching process to promote possibility thinking and fresh perspective. So any sort of processes that are shared with the client, they need to utilize that. And they need to basically, they need to use that thinking process that you'll be implementing with the individual client or the group of clients that you're working with. Also, the client needs to take courageous action in alignment with their personal goals. So, you know, you're helping the client, for example, identify their goals that they want to achieve in their life, for example, or their business or their career or whatever it is. You need to also help facilitate and make sure that they take action. And this is one of the big things of being a coach and working with clients. And it is about results, but the results are taken from the action that the client takes. So the client needs to be able to take action, and only action that's in alignment with the personal goals that you've identified for them. Also, they need to engage in big picture thinking and problem solving. So there needs to be some huge engagement between yourself and the client, and you need to encourage that and facilitate that. Also, they need to utilize the tools, concepts, models, and principles provided by the coach to engage effective forward action. So you notice there's a trend here. It's all about goals and all about actions, and I'm going to cover a really unique model that you guys can use to make that happen. So here is, let's discuss how to help your clients set and achieve their goals. So we're going to use something called the WWWHW model for your clients. Now, before I move forward, put it in the chat box and tell me, have you ever heard that model before? Give me a yes or no, because there's a few of you guys who are coaches here as well. So have you heard of the WWWHW model for your clients, which is basically a model to help clients set and achieve their goals? So let's have a look. Yes, I have heard of it. Yes. No. No. Is it anything to do with the internet? No, it's no. It's not. No, it's not. WWWHW. Let's have a look. Yes, I have heard of it before. Who? What? We? Okay. All right. Okay. So you do know. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. So let me talk more about this model. The model is, first of all, W for what, W for who, W for where, W for why, H for how, W for when, and that is the model. So let's go through, first of all, the first one, which is what. So basically, what is the situation the client is in right now? So what is the current situation of the client? You know, this is something that you have to identify when you're talking to your client or your group of clients. And what are the symptoms you see? You know, when you're assessing a client, for example, what are the symptoms you see that are coming through that you can actually identify and write down for that particular client? And what is the truth there? What is really going on? You know, a client will tell you a certain thing about the current situation that they're in. For example, it may be they're struggling to get work, or they need help with getting a job, for example, if you're a career coach, or an executive saying that, you know, he's trying to do this within his organization and he's not achieving that. And then what are the symptoms, you know, what that you can see in terms of the situation the client is in, and what is the truth, you know, what is really going on? What can you identify from the symptoms that actually, you know what, it's not that, this is the actual situation at hand, this is the problem. Okay. Then we look at let's look at who, and basically who is the client being right now. Okay. Now, who is the client being right now? Now, from the situation we can look at who the client is being right now, and then you need to look prior to that. Who was the client? You know, how did they used to be before they're currently in the situation they're in right now, or the problem that they're in right now? What were they like before that? Okay, and identify that. And basically, who is the client if their needs were met? Now, if the client was ideally their needs were met and they had the ideal job they wanted, or they had the ideal position in the business they wanted, for example, and they progressed as a business exec, what would that look like? You know, what would that look like for them in terms of achieving any of those goals? So, because they need to see this, you know, the client needs to see exactly what their scenario or situation will look like once they've achieved that. And then we look at where. Where does the client want to head? So what are the goals, or what are the personal goals of the client? Where does the client want to head? Where do they want to progress onto? What are the main goals for the client? And where do you want the client to head as the coach? So you will basically have your own aspiration or your own path mapped for the client. The client will have his own goal, or you will have your own plan in terms of how you can get that client, or is this a realistic goal, or is this actually the goal that the client is trying to achieve rather than the goal that you have identified for the client. And obviously, where is the best place for the client? Taken from their goal and your established goal. Is there a mutual goal that you can correlate, put together, and work towards that for your client? And then why? Why does the client want these goals? What is the purpose? What is the mission? What's the vision of the client? Why do they want to achieve these goals? And then on the coach's perspective, why do you want these goals for the client? What are the goals that you've identified, and why specifically do you want that client to achieve those goals? Now, why is the client really going after these goals? What is the driver? And is it the right thing for the client? The client's saying to you that this is why they're going after it. For example, that they missed the opportunity, or they want to compete against someone else in their organization, for example. Is that a right thing to do? Is that a good thing to do? We don't really make the decision as coaches, but we try and facilitate that and try and get them to think, get the client to think whether it's the right or the wrong thing to do. Okay, all right. And obviously they make that decision themselves, not us as the coach. And then we look at how will the client reach these goals? What is the strategy that the client has at hand that will help them reach these goals? And then how will the client reach the goals that are set by the coach, for example? As a coach, you want to help set these goals. Now, how will they achieve these goals? What is the strategy behind that? And obviously, as a coach, how can we help them? How can we help facilitate this goal and make sure they achieve that goal? Let's look at when. When will these goals be met? So we need to look at the plan and any milestones that the client has, or the client has put in place to help them, achieve those goals. So basically, those are the steps in terms of as a coach, and the roles of a client, obviously. So which is quite fundamental. Some of you guys who are consultants on this program will probably find that interesting. Some of you guys are already coaching right now will already know most of that. But it just lays down a foundation that if you want to pursue online coaching and then further into the coaching field, those are sort of like the preliminaries that you need to know in the foundation. So let's talk about online coaching ethics now. Using the internet online, there are a lot of ethics involved, and different ethics compared to how you would do if you were doing on face-to-face coaching. Okay. So first of all, there's no certification or licensing requirements for the practice of online coaching. Okay. If you want to practice online coaching, there is really no certification around right now, or there's no licensing that you need to be able to practice coaching using the internet. But one of the greatest concerns regarding ethics and the safety of online coaching is ensuring confidentiality. So there's a lot of things you have to look at when you're doing online coaching. So first of all, it's several things, using a secure internet connection, for example, or using using a tool, for example, or a piece of software that is secure. If you're using a platform to deliver your coaching, you've got to make sure that it is defined and that everything is centered around confidentiality. Okay. Now, I'll give you an example of this. There's some platforms out there that you can, if the platform is provided by a company, and you don't have, you use a platform to do your coaching or deliver your coaching, sometimes platforms will not allow you to have individual email addresses if you're using their platform. But if you're using a platform where you have your own account, for example, then you can do that. There's a lot of confidentiality around things like that. And other areas as well as email, you've got to make sure that your email is secure. Make sure you have a lot of, you do use online virus software as well, and security software, and to make sure that if you have any requirements that you're speaking to people, it is confidential, even though you're doing it online, either through Skype or a coaching platform or training platform, to make sure that no one else gets access to that, or no one else can actually see the conversations going on, because there'll be personal between you and your clients. Okay, so it's very, very important to look at that. There are different aspects. I mean, if you're speaking face to face with clients, it's different because you're talking to each other. So there's loads of issues about also getting permission to record sessions as well, because everything is confidential. So this should be covered well in your initial informed client intake form. So if you're taking on clients, especially if you're doing like group coaching or personal coaching, then this is important that you have that in your client intake form. Great thing is that we've included our own online coaching intake form for you to download in the members resource area. You have a lot of forms in there that you can download to get you started. And we also have included forms to assist you with your coaching agreements and online coaching sessions. So basically this is the end of class 1, Introduction to Online Coaching. Now we can go much further in depth if we wanted to on coaching in general, and it's such a massive area. But what I've tried to cover here for all of you is just an introduction to coaching, and especially online coaching. Why choose online coaching, and why online coaching right now is, from what I believe, is basically the future. And if you're doing coaching right now, currently one-to-one, then you can actually use online coaching very, very effectively. And if you're a consultant considering using online coaching to create programs for your clients, then again, this is something that's very, very important. So as the end of class 1, and let's look at some. I've already got quite a few questions actually that are coming up, and also if you've got any questions for me, you can either raise your hand or put them in the chat box, and I'll be able to answer those for you if you've got any questions about this module. But like I say, you'll also get opportunities to talk to me in the members area. We do have a live chat feature there as well, and you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me there as well. You can reach out to me there as well in the members area and ask me questions one-to-one. So let's just have a look at some questions we have here. So George says, online coaching sounds great. Right now I'm doing a one-to-one coaching. And how easy is it to get my first, or even create my first online coaching program quickly? Okay, George, we'll be covering that in the next couple of modules. We have to go through the process in terms of identifying first the niche or the niche that you're in and the ideal client, and then also looking at sort of what you'll be covering in your group coaching program. And what I will do is, all you guys get access to the members area. You'll get an email from Dojo Learning. Look out for an email from dojololearning.com, and you'll get your invite to the online platform for this particular program. And in there we'll have a resources area, and I will have some assignments in there for you as well. So we'll have a couple of assignments in there for you that I want you to fill after every class or after every module, which will be really, really important. So let's have a look and see if we've got any more questions. Okay, Alwyn. Hi, Alwyn. I was asked, what responsibility does the coach who is held accountable for the success of the client? If the client is not successful, then this is the onus on the client only. True, but I think what it is, you have to. This is the way you have to go through the process. You have to be able to identify what the main goals are for the client, and our job is really facilitation. Depends what you want a class's results. Our results, the actions. Sometimes it's hard to get people to do stuff. Okay, but the whole point of people paying you as a coach or going through a program is to be able to implement those actions. Now, the great thing with an online group coaching program, okay, as opposed to one-to-one coaching, is that every week everyone in the group gets an assignment, and every week when people meet, for example, on a group coaching program, things are being done. Okay, if there are any people that have slowed down on the group coaching program, it's very easy to facilitate that and get on a one-to-one call with them, for example, and help them create whatever it is you're supposed to create. But like I said, for example, one of the goals of this program for people was to actually take what's in their head or take what they already have and put it into a program and create a program that they can that they can monetize. So that's one of the goals that people have set for this program, and that's what they want to achieve. So yes, I believe going through the program as we are doing right now, especially a group coaching program, will allow that, and hopefully by the end of it, everyone will at least have a draft for what they want to deliver on the online coaching program. Okay, then it's up to them to implement it onto the system. Now, if they want to do that on their own, they can do that, because we'll show them how to do that. If they want us to do it for them, we can, we have a service where we can actually take all your content and put it online through our coaching platform. We have a service for that, and we provide that service. But my main thing is, giving everyone access to the platform that we have. You guys can do that yourselves, because we've got loads of coaching training videos in there for you to do that. But if you're struggling to do that side, then we can provide that solution for that. So there will always be some sort of result that the individual client will have. Now, accountability. I don't do much. What's that question coming up there? Barry says, yeah, Barry. I mean, myself, in terms of what I do. You're asking me what do I do in terms of coaching and consulting. Okay, so I mostly do coach consulting is my main thing. So I do a lot of consulting, but I used to do one-to-one coaching, which I don't do anymore. I prefer to do the online group coaching model, where we're taking people through certain areas on a week-by-week basis, and then we have the facility for them to get on a group coaching call, for example, if they need help further. So that's very, very important. Always ask, what happens in the group coaching program if some can't keep up? What's wrong with the coach? Okay, brilliant. Arwin, very, very easy. The coaching platform that we have allows the clients to talk in confidentiality one-to-one with the instructor. So let's say, for example, you're on week 2 and you're struggling. Now, the platform that we have, and you'll all get access to it, that platform will allow you to talk in confidentiality with the instructor. So you can speak to the instructor in real time, or you can let the instructor know that you are struggling, or you can't get past the next module or the module after. Then it's up to the coach to identify exactly what you need and what they should be able to facilitate you as a client to be able to go to the next level or to go to the next step. So yes, it's we have a system for that. The system allows it, and the system documents everything as well. So everything is recorded and tagged and documented. So you can actually go through that and have a look and see exactly what your conversations were as a coach with the client, and what has been done in terms of actions from that individual client in terms of what you've told them. So that's pretty cool. So let's see if we've got any more questions. Okay, Greg has asked, what's that question? Okay, Greg has asked, I'm still trying to find my niche or niche, and one of the main issues I have is what subject or what matter to create my coaching program in. Greg, what we'll do, we are going to cover that, I think, in the next class. We're going to give you guys the training and the coaching for that to be able to achieve and target and identify exactly your target market and what your delivery will be. Some of you guys are already on the program, already do coaching or have some coaching programs. So we'll also help you in terms of how to take a coaching program and break it up into chunks that you can deliver on a group coaching model. So that would be pretty cool. Let's see, any more questions? Okay, we got any more questions at all? I hope you guys found that module very useful. So next on the next class, which will be next week, we'll be covering more, going into deep into how to identify your ideal client and also your niche or your niche as well. So we'll be really picking up gear on the next class, and then after that we've got more of the bulk of the training over the next couple of weeks. Any more questions? And like I said, guys, you can contact me in the members area if you want to get onto a call during the 7 weeks. We can have a one-to-one coaching call, which I'm also offering to everyone on this program. So in the portal, in the resource area, if you're registered for the live event, then yes, you can request that. Just message me in the members area you'll all receive your members area registrations in the next couple of days, and then we can do that if you need any help or assistance or on a one-to-one basis. Okay, Carol's asked, what is the link to the membership area? I'll be sending that out, Carol, via email to everyone. So it's all automated. So you will get basically a registration email specifically just for the online coach school portal. So you'll get that in the next couple of days. We're still uploading some of the resources for you, and also the recording, which is this one here, will be uploaded there for you as well. So you'll get that in the next couple of days. And then basically that's the registration access you use every time you want access to the recording. If you can't get on a live call, you'll get access to the recordings. And those of you guys watching the recordings right now, like I said, if you're in the members area, you've got the live chat feature at the side. Click the chat tab and I'll open up and you can talk to people and you can actually see who's actually on the training or in the members area right now live, and you've got a notes feature there as well. And then on the right hand side you can contact myself, the instructor. You can go into the forum and you can check, you can have a look at your chat archive there as well. So we're adding more features as we go along, so we've got some really cool features coming up in the platform, including each of you register, you will have the ability as a trainer or coach or instructor, you'll also be having your own blog as well. So we're going to create a platform for you where you won't need any other websites at all. Everything will be done in one place. You can sell all your training and coaching and do all your coaching and training in one place, and you'll also have a blog there as well. So that will be your main website. You won't need any additional websites with that as well. So guys, that's it. If we're all done on questions, that's great. Guys, thank you very much again for attending the live class, and for those of you watching the recordings, thank you very much for watching the recording, and I will see you all on the next class next week. All of you guys who are registered for the live program, you're already automated, so you'll get the registration links for those. You should have them already, and I look forward to seeing you all again in next week's class. So thank you very much, guys. Take care. Have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you. Bye-bye.